1979, a young group from Dublin came to London to play their first shows. At the Hope and Anchor, there were 9 people in the audience. Well, things have changed a bit in the last few years, as you're about to see.
So this is the Meadowlands. Well, this building's nearly as big as the people that are in it tonight. From the unforgettable fire, this is Wire.
Gentlemen, there were 17,000 people here tonight, something like that. You're doing this 3 nights here at Meadowlands. You've done Madison Square Garden. What brings those people here to see you two?
Haven't a clue.
I don't really know either. What do you think?
It's not records, is it?
I've never been at a U2 concert. And it's one of those things, you know, I've never been in the audience. I can't think why anyone should want to come. I'm very glad they do.
You were out in the parking lot, Bono, earlier today, meeting people who'd arrived early. Do you think they actually idolise you? Be honest.
Idolise me? I'm hardly your idol kind of fodder, you know? If no more close-ups just to prove that. But I can't really take myself seriously in that role. I think we make very bad rock and roll stars, U2. I think one of the myths about this group is that, you know, they will kind of make anthemic-like music, you know. It's the triumph, you know. Bono stands there, you know, soldier poet, his head held high. You know, the truth is rather the opposite. I think our audience know us even more than we know ourselves. And they see in U2 a band that's fallen on its face so many times, you know, in the things it's said in interviews like this, or in print, or the concerts we've played, but a band that's got back up on its feet. And I think that's what people are relating to. A band that are for really outsiders. You know, in some ways we are fish out of water in rock and roll. We're not very good at what rock and rollers are supposed to be good at, which is, you know, the periphery, the rock and roll circus, as I call it.
Let's talk about songwriting. You said on stage tonight earlier we were a garage band and we came from garage land. But nowadays you're doing these massive gigs and you're actually driving around in limousines. How do you stop yourself writing about that lifestyle and alienating your audience?
Oh yeah, good point. I suppose it creeps in, and why shouldn't it? Because we're dealing with our own feelings, so obviously that's going to creep in. But I think we're actually quite down to earth as well. You know, we don't, as a band, we don't let the other members get away with taking on any of the sort of egocentric trappings of rock and roll. We give each other a good kick up the arse if any of us start getting out of line in that respect. So anything that does come in, I think, is valid. It's not like just...
See, rock and roll music is often... It's inspired by survival. You know, you think of Bob Marley and the Wailers, the music that came out of Jamaica. You think of the early punk music that came out of a certain situation. Well, we are attempting to survive in rock and roll itself. We're trying to survive the success in some ways. The lifestyle that kills rock and roll is the lifestyle of a stationary lifestyle. And our lifestyle is very kinetic, as you can imagine. And I mean, we are gypsies of sorts. We're never in the same place at the same time. Traveling musicians, itinerants, I suppose. I mean, just bigger caravans. I mean, you're right. You know, all the trucks, airplane, big cars, all that, all necessary to move, you know, a large body of people from A to B. But this in no way suffocates the muse, the inspiration for our music. In fact, it heats those molecules so that they're burning, and that you must survive this rather odd way to live your life. It is a very odd way to live your life, and I find at times I go under, you know, and you know, I think you two swimming against the tide anyway, but I go under, get a mouthful of salt water, say something stupid in the papers, but I come out, you know, get a breath of fresh air. It's about survival. And to do this, to make U2 music and to take it throughout the world and not compromise the group is an achievement, and we haven't achieved it yet. Our ambition is to make this music, which we haven't made yet, which is always in the distance, just a light in the distance, always kind of struggling for it. And we're very clumsy, we're clumsy musicians. We weren't in a series of groups, you know, we weren't in and out of bands. You know, as I said to you before, we were a band before we could play. The fact that we're playing in Madison Square Gardens, and the fact that we came from a garage in the street in Dublin, the fact that I came from Cedarwood Road in Dublin City, that is only the beginning for us.